Susan Crabtree, White House and national political correspondent, Real Clear Politics, has been covering Mark Kelly for years and is with us now. Susan, it's great to have you. Welcome back to the program. He's an astronaut, former Navy pilot, obviously an incredible story of resilience and comeback with his wife, Gabby Giffords. What's there not to like?
There are so many great points that make him a strong candidate for vice president for Harris's choice. But I have found there's something really very, very curious, and, just pardon the pun a bit, this idea that his investment, he was a senior advisor to a spy balloon company. And I think this the Chinese investment sort of flew under the radar from a lot of people in DC. I wrote these stories about the way he secured this investment from Tencent, which is as you know, is a Chinese telecom conglomerate, huge company, owns WeChat, which has over a billion users. Sure. And it's quite controversial, but he secured that investment directly from Tencent into this company that was originally supposed to be for outer space exploration. They were going to charge about $75,000 to basically rich people to go out into the stratosphere.
So the idea is that he's got too many ties to the Chinese Communist Party, and that ends up being a hit on him, that he's a Chinese plant, or that he's somehow compromised, or it's just bad for attack ads?
Well, I think, the fact that he did secure this personally, and I got that information, I nailed that part down from the CEO, who basically admitted it and put it in a Chinese. She had an interview with a Chinese paper saying that he was responsible. He secured the investor, this relationship with David Wallerstein, which is the Tencent's representative in the United States. Well, the issue, I thought it was an interesting story. I did 2 stories on it in 2020, and they were made into ads. There was a lot of problems with the balloon company. They had an explosion that had some damage to a rented building right next to Raytheon in Tucson. There was a lot of controversy at the local level over this. But then I thought, when we had that Chinese balloon traversing the country, the spy balloon, I thought, wait a second, is there anything that their role, Tencent's role, because it's controlled by the Chinese. No Chinese telecom conglomerate is not controlled by the CCP. Did they gain any knowledge? Because there were discussions about that when they shot down the balloon, there were American parts. So
can we draw a line yet? Can we make an arc between Mark Kelly's company that he ran and the balloon that flew over the United States from China?
Well, I'm not going to make the direct art. I asked the questions, and nobody on Capitol Hill would tell me. The most interesting thing about the story is that they lied to me. The company spokesman said, "Oh, we got approval by the Defense Counterintelligence Security Agency." Wow. And then I said, "Okay, well, I'll call them and make sure that that's true, because I find that's an interesting point. Good for you." Turns out I contact them through email. They tell me in a very tersely worded email, they suspended the clearance process. So this company is not allowed to do top secret work. They do defense work now. They've transitioned into. Yeah, so these questions need to be answered. He has not been forthcoming about his role in securing the Tencent investment.
You can only imagine the reporting and the focus that's going to be on Mark Kelly and the background, the issues you brought up, is going to be so much more intense if he's nominated as the vice president versus just as a senator. Susan, it's good to see you as always. Thank you. We'll keep following it. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.